Let me ask you something you probably haven't heard from your doctor, or anyone really. What if taking care of your prostate wasn't about awkward checkups or scary scans, but about a small, personal habit you've been ignoring or misunderstanding for years? Because for many men over 40, and especially past 60, the way we relieve tension isn't just about pleasure. It's about pressure, hormonal pressure, circulatory pressure, immune pressure. And yes, we're talking about ejaculation, but not in the way you think. Some say it's healthy, others call it excessive, and most guys, they don't talk about it at all. So today, we're lifting the curtain on something that could quietly impact your sleep, your mood, and your prostate health more than you ever imagined. Because if you've been dealing with pelvic heaviness, late-night bathroom visits, or that frustrating feeling like your body isn't quite cooperating anymore, this might be the missing piece. We're diving into real science, relatable stories, and a few good laughs to unpack what happens when you do and don't take care of this part of your health. And if you're here from the 40s, 50s, or way beyond, you're in the right place. So stick around. And hey, if you're not shy about learning things your doctor won't say out loud, hit subscribe. We do honest, helpful men's health here on Healthy Aging Vault. Hormonal reset. Your prostate's pressure valve. Let's get one thing clear. Your body isn't just goofing off when you climax. It's actually performing a full-blown chemical reset, kind of like hitting the refresh button on your internal hormone dashboard. And one hormone in particular takes center stage, DHT, or dihydrotestosterone. Now, DHT isn't the bad guy, at least not entirely. It's the hormone that helps you grow a beard, build muscle, and basically feel like a man. But when DHT levels hang out too high for too long, they start causing trouble. Two places in particular, your hairline and your prostate. Yep, DHT is a double-edged sword. It's the reason you're looking at your receding hairline in the mirror and wondering why you're making a third bathroom trip at 3 a.m. But here's the good news. During ejaculation, DHT levels temporarily drop. It's like cracking open a steam valve on a pressure cooker. Not an explosion. Just enough relief to keep things from boiling over. That's why many urologists quietly nod in approval when older men keep up the healthy, non-obsessive routine. Regular release gives the prostate a break from hormonal pressure. Think of it as a quick vacation for your little gland. Not early retirement, just a long weekend. But here's the tricky part. More isn't always better. Picture your endocrine system like a jazz band. Testosterone's the trumpet, DHT's the trombone. And your pituitary gland keeps the beat. When everything's in rhythm, beautiful harmony. But start overplaying the solo. Let's say by practicing every day, sometimes twice, and the whole band falls apart. Too much frequency can scramble your hormonal rhythm. Your testosterone factory gets confused. And your body? It's not sure whether it's recovering from a marathon or bracing for its junior prom. No one wants to be stuck in hormone puberty at 60. The takeaway? Balance. Not denial, not obsession. Just a respectful understanding that your hormones, like your lower back and your favorite recliner, work best with consistency and moderation. So think of your health like a thermostat, not a light switch. Gentle, steady adjustments beat random surges every time. Your prostate and your barber will thank you. Circulation and muscle activity. More than just a good time, let's bust a myth right now. Ejaculation isn't just about pleasure. Below the surface, or rather, below the belt, your body's running a coordinated biological performance every time things reach the finish line. This isn't one lonely muscle twitch. It's a full-scale production starring your pelvic floor, your prostate, and an entire backstage crew working in perfect sync. Think of your lower body like a city, and ejaculation as the fire hydrant flush. It clears the pipes, refreshes the flow, and keeps everything from getting stale. During climax, your pelvic floor muscles contract rhythmically, helping push blood through the area, sending in oxygen, nutrients, and metabolic cleanup. It's like calling in a cleanup crew. And yes, they brought snacks. When done in moderation, this routine keeps tissues elastic, blood flowing, and your prostate flexible. A word that sounds weird down there, but trust me, it matters. It can even prevent the kind of slow congestion that sneaks up as you age. But here's the rub. Overdo it and things backfire. Overuse without rest or hydration can lead to muscle fatigue. And we're not talking about sore biceps. These are your pelvic muscles. When they're exhausted, they don't ache. They mess with your bathroom schedule. You start feeling like you always have to go, or worse, like you never quite finish. Too little activity, things stagnate. Too much, circulation stumbles and muscles tighten. Eventually, you may face pelvic floor dysfunction, the clinical way of saying things don't work quite like they used to. So what's the magic formula? Think of your pelvic floor like your favorite walking shoes. Use them regularly, give them time to breathe, and maybe don't run marathons every day. Bottom line, ejaculation isn't just release. It's routine maintenance. Keep it steady, support it with movement, and maybe toss in a few squats or kegels. Trust me, your future bladder will be grateful. Clean up duty for your immune system, taking out the trash. No one loves talking about bodily waste, but let's be real, your prostate has its own garbage disposal system. And what triggers that cleanup crew? You guessed it, ejaculation. Beyond the fireworks and feel goods, there's a very practical reason this matters. When you climax, your body uses that moment to flush out cellular leftovers. Excess proteins, dead cells, random debris, the kind of stuff that builds up over time and whispers, hey, something's off. Leave it sitting around too long, and you risk low-grade inflammation. Not the loud, obvious kind, but the subtle aches and pelvic heaviness that even the best scans can't always explain. Think of your prostate like a house. Regular cleaning keeps it fresh. Skip it, the dust piles up. Things get musty. Eventually, something starts to smell off. Now, let's be fair. Too much cleaning? Also a problem. If you go wild with the flushes and don't give your system time to reset, your immune response can go haywire. It's like running 5 loads of laundry back to back without letting the dryer cool. Something's gonna overheat. Moral of the story: your prostate likes regular rinses, but not a daily pressure wash. Even your immune system needs a coffee break. Real talk, David's story and Steve's surprise. Now let me introduce you to David, a 65-year-old retired construction supervisor who walked into my office looking both tired and quietly frustrated. "Doc," he said, "I don't feel like myself anymore. Not sick, just off." We dug into his habits and discovered something surprising. For nearly a decade, David had shut down all sexual activity. No intimacy, no solo time, nothing. After turning 55, he figured that part of life was behind him, so he hit pause, permanently. Fast forward 10 years and his prostate was not happy. He was experiencing a sense of fullness, frequent nighttime urination, and elevated PSA levels. The scans weren't alarming, but they showed just enough swelling to say, hey, don't ignore me. So we didn't. We rebuilt his foundation with small, simple shifts, more hydration, light walking, a few supplements, and most importantly, a gentle return to regular release, just once or twice a week. No acrobatics, no pressure, just a rhythm his body could work with. 4 months later, his PSA came down slightly. His nighttime trips to the bathroom dropped off. But more than anything, his confidence returned. "I thought this part of life was over," he told me. "Turns out it just needed a little maintenance." Now, meet Steve, a 70-year-old retired piano teacher who was even more skeptical. He'd avoided the topic for years, partly out of embarrassment, and partly because, as he put it, "I assumed things were just supposed to slow down." But after hearing David's story in a men's group, Steve decided to give it a shot. A little movement, a little water, and a twice-weekly tune-up. 2 months later, he laughed and said, "Doc, it's like I retuned the piano after 10 years. Everything's smoother. You don't need to crank the volume. just keep the system from getting resty. So, what's the right frequency? Let's get real. Everyone wants the number. How often should I, take care of business? Here's the truth. There's no magic number carved into stone, but there are smart, science-backed ranges that work well for most men. And they tend to shift as you get older, just like your music taste and your ability to stay up past 9 p.m. If you're in your 40s, your hormones are still hosting a decent party. 3 to 4 times a week is usually fine. Your body bounces back fast, and your prostate stays happy. By your 50s, the tempo slows. Think jazz instead of rock. 2 to 3 times a week tends to feel right. Still active, but more focused on balance and recovery. If you feel wiped out afterward, that's your cue to dial it down. In your 60s and beyond, it becomes less about performance and more about preservation. 1 or 2 times per week is usually enough to keep blood flowing, clean up functions in motion, and hormones from going haywire, without wearing you out. But the most important rule, stay consistent. Don't go months without any release, and then suddenly try to catch up in one weekend. Your body doesn't like extremes. It likes rhythm. Calm, steady, repeatable rhythm. The bigger issue, shame. Now here's the part no one likes to talk about, and ironically, that's exactly the problem. Most men don't skip this part of self-care because they're lazy. They skip it because, frankly, it's awkward. Somewhere along the way, we picked up the idea that pleasure after 60 is unnecessary, even inappropriate. Let's call that what it is, outdated nonsense. We're allowed to talk openly about blood pressure meds, sleep routines, and colonoscopies, but mention solo time, and suddenly everyone stares at the floor, like you said a bad word in church. Here's the truth. Your body doesn't stop needing attention because your AARP card came in the mail. If anything, it needs smarter, more consistent maintenance. There's no expiration date on comfort, connection, or confidence. Pleasure isn't a reward. It's part of basic biological hygiene. Right up there with brushing your teeth and stretching your back. So let's drop the shame and call this what it is. Prostate health with perks. It's not a midlife crisis. It's a maintenance routine. Let's be honest, this topic makes people squirm. But squirming is what happens when no one ever taught you how normal this actually is. Taking care of your prostate isn't taboo. It's not weird. And it's definitely not just for the young. It's like brushing your teeth, stretching your back, or checking your blood pressure. It's just another part of staying functional, confident, and free as you age. And the truth is, your body's been whispering to you all along. The late-night urgency, the dull pressure, the feeling of being off. This wasn't just getting older. It was a signal, asking for care, not shame. So here's the deal. You don't need a six-pack. You don't need to perform like you're 25. You just need to stay connected to your body with honesty, balance, and respect. If today gave you even one aha moment, share it with a friend, a brother, or a partner who might be silently wondering the same thing. And drop a comment below. What age group are you in? And what part of men's health do you wish someone had talked about 10 years ago? Because this community and this chapter of life isn't about slowing down. It's about living smarter. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time, right here on Healthy Aging Vault. 7 quiet little habits that most people never question. Yet each one can increase pressure where your brain can't afford it. Whether it's skipping water, rushing out of bed, or forgetting your meds, it's not about blame. It's about power. The kind of power that comes from understanding how your body works and treating it with the respect it's earned. Because here's the truth. Strokes rarely come out of nowhere. They build in the background, quietly, gradually, until one day something breaks. But the good news? That one day doesn't have to happen. Not on your watch. Not if you decide, starting today, to make small, smart changes that protect your brain before it ever needs saving. So tell me in the comments, which of these habits surprised you the most? Which one are you ready to change first? And if this gave you a new way to look at your mornings, Share it with someone you care about, because we all deserve to age with strength, with clarity, and with choice. You've got this. And here at Healthy Aging Vault, we'll be right here, unlocking every key to help you live sharper, longer, and better, one yearning at a time.